What is going on? I'm ZMOT. It's Friday. We're going to jump on in and do some silliness. Going to cover Rainmakers, things you need to know. I realize there's like 2 days, 16 hours left, but you need to know them anyways. Also, we're going to jump into warships quickly, show you a tiny status update. Then we're going to attack some things. Then I'm going to show you some ridiculous operation attacks. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, so do stick around. Warships, this is my 4 engine room base. It's ugly, it's stupid, but it's been getting me wins, and more importantly, at the low levels, getting me those chests. So that's all I really care about. But the fact that we're moving up, still just got into 19, working fairly well. One thing to be aware of, do not sleep on Cryoneers. Cryoneers are keeping the heavies alive. I don't have instant training, so that is helpful. Also, having heavies alive makes your times go faster. I'm averaging about 1 minute 53 seconds. My opponents are getting about 140-ish. Why I'm using one boat of grenadiers, by the way, they clear a bunch of mines. Probably not useful, but the fact that I don't have instant training makes me a little bit more cautious than I probably need to be. And 150, that's all, folks. Mouth not fully woken up yet. 153 is good enough to win. Now, first of all, with the Rainmakers, need to show you something very, very, very important. We've talked about marking in the past. Marking is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important with the Rainmakers. I'm going to drop all of my Rainmakers underneath smoke right there. Now, we're going to move them so that they are closer to those sniper towers. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, they're obviously going to attack the sniper towers. No, they're definitely not going to attack the sniper towers. As you can see there, they attack the boom cannon, which was incredibly helpful because of the fact that that boom cannon would one-shot all of our Rainmakers. So marking. Do not forget to mark things. That way you know exactly what your Rainmakers are going to target, and by doing that, you know that they're not going to bunch up and get into a stupid position. One other thing to note, they do friendly fire, so they will murder themselves, as you saw right there. We fully and intentionally murdered our own troops by putting them next to those simple supply buildings. Do not bunch your Rainmakers up next to buildings because they will completely and utterly blow themselves up. Now you'll notice that I'm using Brick with her explosive grenade or whatever the hell it's called, her cluster grenade. It works very, very well at a low level. You can take out bases just using the cluster grenade. Now, the reason for that, of course, is because I only have the one hero, and I will only ever have the one hero on this account. So I am wasting all of those hero tokens. You'll notice over here, her cluster grenade is at max for what it can be. And now I can't upgrade it because I need to be headquarters level or hero level 22. She's only level 16, so that's going to be a little while away, but I don't have any other hero, so we might as well waste them on all of the things. That's why all of Brick's things are completely and utterly maxed. So definitely some details you need to know about Rainmakers there. The fact that they do friendly fire, they will murder Bullit or other Rainmakers or anyone else that gets in their range. And they do deal with marking. Now, I'm going to jump over to another account. I'm going to leave you guys on the speed serum page just because it's fun. Now, let's see if we can't do an operation attack on this account. What have we got over here? Trying to find the operation. Wish it would zoom in automatically. Titan, probably not going to be able to do that one, let's be honest. Actually, you know what? Maybe too many rocket launchers. We could maybe hide in that back corner, but Rainmakers on that one, not a great one. Now, quick note, your Rainmakers can shoot from that cell over the gap, over that pipe, for a base like Centaur or like Minotaur. I'll try and show you that later, but this one looks fairly straightforward. Now, quick note, if you're going to use medics like I've already got loaded for whatever reason with Rainmakers and Bullit, don't drop the medics early on because they'll just run up to Bullit and then they'll get rained on by the Rainmakers. Also, using Bullet with Rainmakers, not always super awesome, but because we've got a spot where Bullet can get out in front, it should be helpful. Now, I'm kind of tempted to go get rid of those rocket launchers first, because otherwise we're going to end up dealing with those rocket launchers. We'll have to shock them, and they'll have to worry about angles and all that sort of junk. So we're just going to send them in. Bullet's going to get on top of that shock mine. Hopefully, nope, that didn't work out quite like I was hoping, but we're going to get rid of that there boom cannon. We're going to throw a taunt out here in a second. Need to throw a shock on those cannons. And now that we're starting to tidy things up, we can move back into about there, because we know that that cannon's going to be gone or very close to gone. Blah. There we go. So not a perfect attack under any circumstances. One other detail that I'm sure you're all aware of by now is the fact that Rainmakers do not have a lot of health. They have very, very little health, to be completely honest. So that is why we are worrying about rocket launchers. If they were standard tanks, we wouldn't have to worry about rocket launchers all that terribly much, but they are not standard tanks. They are silly Rainmakers, and now that that is happening, now that we've got some damage on those Rainmakers, we're going to let our medics run out and try to come to the rescue. Hoping that Bullet can get one more taunt out, and then all of our medics are going to run directly to heal all of our Rainmakers. Easy peasy. I've seen a ton of players dropping their medics way too early, and the medics end up dying very, 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 very early on. And now as soon as that cannon's gone, we're going to back the heck off into about here. That way our Rainmakers are going to go target the core, but of course they'll target that mortar first, because they always target the most damaged buildings, and they don't care about things like power cells or power cores. Or so you see, Bullet's dead. We've got all of our medics trying to keep all of our Rainmakers alive. Is it going to be too little too late? Quite possibly, but at the very, very worst, we've cleared this base for everyone to enjoy the free snipe on. And you'll see, like, they're just, you can't get them to focus. They're like, they have ADHD and they just can't keep from attacking things. So you'll notice, even if we were to flare the headquarters or flare the power core, they would keep going back and attacking those mortars, because those mortars are in range and they always attack the most damaged buildings. So if you're ever wondering why the heck your Rainmakers push themselves into harm's way, it's because there's a damaged building, and they always attack the most damaged building, even if there's something closer that is way, way more dangerous, such as a boom cannon. Boom cannons, they love going into the range of boom cannons. They do outrange boom cannons, they outrange CMOs, and they just love to go into the range of both of those, though. So we managed to take this down, and you can tell it was the right choice. Those rocket launchers at the back are doing enough damage that if these rocket launchers over here was still alive, we would have lost every single one of our Rainmakers. But dropping the medics late worked out extremely well. Bullet doing a little bit of a distracting dance, and down goes Waterloo. Not how I would typically attack Waterloo, but this is a 50-member task force, and there are 37 attacks left for Titan. I'm pretty sure that one's gonna go down. So, and as far as attacking on the regular base with a max level account using Rainmakers, one thing to be very, very... No, this person doesn't have a good base. We're gonna skip that. That base is way too easy. Come on, someone have... Nope, too easy. Oh, French player, I'll have to drop them some diamonds. If that is your base, do let me know. I will not forget you. Okay, let's have a look at my base first of all. This base was built to defend against Rainmakers. Sniper towers up at the shore. Very, very important. Shock launchers, boom cannons, and you'll notice they can't shock all of the things at once. That shock launcher is 7 tiles from the boom cannon, so front load your base. Need to find a good base to attack. We will continue mumble-jumbling along as we look for one. There we go. This is a pretty good base. So we are going to get rid of you. The GBE tribe is just silly. 150 gunboat energy. Now, if we were to drop our Rainmakers just like this, look what they're going to do. They're going to get in range of that sniper tower. They get off the front of the landing craft and they go directly into range. Not awesome. So you have two choices right here. What you can do is either, just like warships, flare the sniper tower. You'll notice that they don't come all the way off that way. They're going to sit directly out of range. Look at that. Sniper tower can't see them. Don't have to worry about it. All is well in the world. Or what I prefer to do, simply because it allows you to bring out more boats of Rainmakers, is this. It's kind of the same, but slightly different. As I bust into a coughing fit, I prefer to throw my flare right about there. But one thing to be aware of, yes, they'll also do the exact same detail, but you can't drop on the right-hand side, because if you flare the building, as you've seen in warships, that flare will expire as soon as the building is dead, and now we can't drop on any more on this right-hand side. So have to wait a little teeny tiny bit longer. So it really, really depends on what you're trying to do here. But as soon as that flare expires, we're going to get Bullit. Come on, Bullit. Go out front. Need him to get... There we go. That flare is done. Now we're going to drop some more on this side. We can throw a shock out there, throw some critters out there, and I am just going to hold the medics, because the medics would run back and forth across the beach, and they would basically die. So when you're doing the split drop like this, be very careful about when you drop your medics. Now that that front shore is nice and clear, we're going to drop our medics, and Supercell did not give the option for grapplers today, so as a result, I mean, a hot pot's probably your best bet, but let's be honest, you're not stopping Rainmakers from coming in. There is no prototype troop, there is no defense that's going to stop Rainmakers unless you have like 3 shield generators and you've got a bunch of ice or something ridiculous like that. But even then, probably not going to be able to stop Rainmakers, because players are going to be smart enough to drop a boat of Zukas late, or drop a couple of boats of Bombardiers late. Once you clear all of the important defenses, you can drop a couple of boats of Zukas on that left, and then go and crush the headquarters. Not that we need it on this instance. So, Yangi iFan crushed. Just like my cable, need to get a new cable. Actually, I'm getting a new phone. iPhone 14 Pro Max has been ordered. I'm currently, all of my booming is on an iPhone, by the way. I don't play on an iPad, so all of those tiny shocks that I hit are done with fat fingers, actually fat thumbs, and an iPhone. So don't feel like you need a big phone or a big device to get all of those tight shocks. Ugh. You definitely need a new cable. I'm going to pause before someone has a fit. Okay, we managed to get the cable issues fixed. Honestly, it took me like half an hour of fixing, tweaking, rebooting. Glad you guys didn't have to stick around for that, because there was a whole lot of cursing and I probably would have got all sorts of trouble from the internet. Anyways, this task force is Delta 9. There are 2 spots. Do check it out. We're going to do Centaur. Someone has left us Centaur available. So, going to try to finish it off. People have been hitting it from down there, I'm guessing, by the looks of things. We're not going to do that. We are going to drop all of our Rainmakers right about here. We're going to use that back flare, making sure to get out of the range of those mortars. Probably should have used Kavan on this hit, but you know what? We're just going to make it up as we go along, hoping that Everspark doesn't just die like she always tends to. Now that all of our troops are generally in a straightish line, we're going to start walking late smokes, because Everspark is a bit of a beast and she can take a couple licks. And then we're going to flare right into there. It's not going well, my friends. This is going poorly, but there's actually a little bit of a benefit here to using Miss Everspark, because she is going, assuming that our Rainmakers are actually going to make it there. Come on, Rainmakers. Almost lost all of our Rainmakers. She is going to hack that boom cannon, which is going to do some wonderful things for us, and it's going to allow our Rainmakers to not die instantly. And then don't notice that our Rainmakers are completely and utterly ignoring the core. Not the end of the world. That is not a big deal, but that boom cannon coming unshocked is a very big deal. So now, The Rainmakers have nothing else in range, so what are they going to do? They're going to shoot what you want them to do? Nope, they're going to shoot at the flamethrower behind the core. So we're going to flare that core and just completely and utterly shoot across that gap, because when you've got Rainmakers, you need to shoot across that gap at least once during the week, because that right there, my friends, is worth the price of admission. Now, you'll notice as soon as that flare expires, assuming that our Rainmakers don't take the core down before the flare, they are going to do the super smart thing. Oh, we're not going to get it. We're not going to wait. The flare expires right about now, and a couple of them, see how that turned? It turned towards the flamethrower, so you need to keep pumping flares on there, especially if you're attacking Minotaur, because otherwise you're going to run out of time. Speaking of running out of time, that is going to be all for this video, because it's Friday and I did not sleep last night, so we are going to take it super duper short today. I'm going to try to sneak in an old man nap at lunchtime. Things I probably shouldn't admit to you guys, but it is Friday, so when in doubt, take a nap and then have a margarita this evening. So that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully, I showed you something about the Rainmakers, even though I showed you with only 2 days left on the clock. My apologies for that, but as always, I've got videos and videos and videos in the archives. I shall talk to you soon. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if any of you have watched this far, because if you have, throw some sort of video game emoji in your comment and I will give out a Brawl Stars skin and or troop. Troop? Is that what they called? No. To someone who does that. I'll talk to you soon. I'm ZMOT. Like code ZMOT in every Supercell game. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT, like I already said. Peace.